He's our favorite little guy in green. He travels around Hyrule, breaking the hearts of guys, girls, and theys, and is now canonically a queer icon. No, I'm not talking about Tingle. I'm talking about Link. I'm your cool Uncle Marissa, and I'm here today to build with you a Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch Pro controller, thereby fixing Nintendo's greatest insult to me personally. Also, excuse me if I sound a little weird, I got Invisalign this week, and that's all I'm gonna say on the matter. So what do you think of when you think of The Legend of Zelda when it comes to colors? Personally, I think of green for his outfit. I think of corn yellow for Link's hair and Zelda's hair. And then I think of pink for that one time he went through an alt phase. I also think of different shades of blue because in Wind Waker, there's so much blue for the water. Same with Phantom Hourglass. Blue for the sky in Skyward Sword. And yes, for the purposes of this video, we're going to pretend that the Skyward Sword Joy-Cons do not exist because they look uniquely corporate. And I think of blue for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. You look at the cover art for those games and there's so much blue. There's the blue skies. There's also the beautiful seafoam green that I'm an absolute sucker for of the Sheikah Slate. Shakalaka Slate. But then what does Nintendo do? One after another, every piece of hardware we get is gold. Gold and black, maybe gold and white. For the Joy-Cons on the Legend of Zelda OLED, we have gold and dark green, which in my opinion does not look good. D-Brand has a version of it, which is gold and black. That looks much better. Now this uniformity, I know it comes from the Triforce, which is obviously iconic, but let's face it, in the games, the Triforce is often more yellow than gold, but there's just so much more going on. And if we look at other hardware that is based on Nintendo's IPs, such as Splatoon, the OLED looks really cute, and I've never played Splatoon ever in my life. We're looking at Pokemon, we have so many colors throughout the years. We have yellow and blue, we have orange, red, green, we have the Scarlet and Violet, which I'm never playing that glitchy mess of a game probably, but I got the OLED because I thought the back panel is so adorable. But with Zelda, we don't get any variety. And when I heard of the possible OLED coming out, especially with the temptation that was delivered to us by Pretendo Switch and their always incredible and frankly illegally gorgeous renderings, I thought surely this time, surely looking at the logo for Tears of the Kingdom, surely, but no, we got more gold and white and a little bit of green, and it doesn't look good. And the Pro controller, I guess it looked kind of neat, but it's nothing crazy. I do like the white handle. It's very a la serious suburban mom who's like, I'm gonna go crazy tonight and have a second glass of Chardonnay. It's like, we're just gonna put a white handle. And then Hori came out with their Tears of the Kingdom stuff, and I was like, well, Hori, I love your I still can't say it. Split pad compact with the Gengars on it, the Pokemon ones, they did not miss. But they literally slapped the poster onto these Joy-Cons. What did these Joy-Cons do to deserve to be zazzled? But lo and behold, someone came to the rescue, and that someone is ExtremeRate. If you're not familiar with ExtremeRate, this video is not affiliated or anything like that, but they make shells for controllers and some stuff for consoles too. I have their sides and trigger buttons for Game Boy Advance, and they feel really nice. They feel fine. I had reshelled my Nintendo Switch Pro controller in blue and yellow, and I've also reshelled my Joy-Cons with a, like, what if the Animal Crossing Joy-Cons were a bit darker and had lavender accents. And they're great. They're easy to install, and they have a sort of soft touch, which is very nice. If your hands get sweaty, you know, you still maintain the grip. It's more matte as opposed to the typical glossy, polished finish. So they came out with a Tears of the Kingdom inspired controller. It has a lot of gold in the package, namely the handles, the buttons, and the joysticks, but the plate itself is very nice. It has a lot of blue. It has a lot of Sheikah Slate blue, and it glows in the dark. I knew I had to get it, but I didn't want to use the included gold bits because, again, as I said, I don't like gold. When I was a kid, I said if someone ever buys me gold, I'm going to take it to the pawn shop and go to GameStop and buy PlayStation games because I was an entrepreneur. But anyway, I also got some white buttons. I already have the yellow buttons from my current build, and I got these beautiful translucent blue handles, and I want to put it all together with you guys. So this isn't so much a tutorial, but I do hope you can see how easy it is to cosmetically modify your Nintendo Switch controller. And I hope that this inspires you to give it a try. But anyway, let's go. Let's start with an unboxing. So we've got the controller plates and hands, arms, handles. Lovely, lovely. We've got these gold buttons. Don't need them. Glow-in-the-dark joysticks. Don't need them. And we've got screwdrivers and extra screws. Those are both Phillips screwdrivers. And this is my bag of pastel joysticks I got a while back that we are going to choose from. And here are the translucent blue handles I'm going to use. We start off by removing the two handle covers. You just need to remove the two long black Phillips screws, and then you can pull the handles off. Next, we need to unscrew the back plate. That's just 4 Phillips screws, and these ones are silver, so you know they belong to the back plate. And then you can just wiggle the back plate off. Remove the battery. And now we're going to remove a series of short black screws. There are 5 of these in total. Then you just need to wiggle the back off. It's going to take a little bit of finagling because of the joysticks. Don't pull too hard because there is a ribbon cable in there. And there we go. One of the joysticks popped off nicely for us. We can pop off the other one and open the flap for the ribbon cable with your fingernails, screwdriver, tweezers, whatever your preferred pointy tool is. And now we have 4 black screws that we need to remove so that we can free the buttons. And I'm just gonna take out the membranes and the buttons because I'm gonna reuse those. Don't forget to push out this little fella because it's not included in your new shell. Bringing out the white buttons I bought. Let's see. I like the yellow. What do you think? Let's try a white and see if it's better. think I'll stick with the yellow. It's a little bland. There's so many buttons. It's one of those match the shapes and put them in the right hole games for babies. And I think I'm doing pretty well. So take that, babies. There's some cat hair on my membranes, but I'm not going to clean them because such is the inevitability of life. I'm gonna go for the white buttons for the little buttons because I don't want them to pop too much. And now I am failing the baby game, so sorry babies. I guess I'm not as smart as you are. This is so embarrassing. Now the babies are gonna write a diss track about me, and I won't even understand it because I don't understand baby talk. The transparent membrane goes over there because that's the only button where light comes through. See? I still got my smarts about me. Okay, so I have these pastel green minty ones and these pastel blue ones. I'm gonna go with the minty ones because I think they're closer to the blue on the plate. Now I'm gonna go for the trigger buttons. If you want to be a safe person, you can remove the ribbon cable and remove the trigger buttons from the board. I am playing dangerous games. The smaller buttons, you just need to wiggle them out. The larger buttons take a little bit more tact. There is a bar holding them down, so you can pull out the tip of it with a pair of tweezers and then use your fingers to pull it out the rest of the way, and then the buttons should easily come out. And I'm gonna install these yellow trigger buttons. Once you set the bigger trigger buttons in place, you can just push the rod back in. And then once it's in, if you want to give it a little extra nudge with your tweezers, you can do so. And you should kind of be able to see how the rod is seated so that you can be comfortable knowing that it's through both sides of the trigger buttons. As for the smaller trigger buttons, they just pop in the same way that they popped out. The button feels a little off. I realize it's not sitting on the membrane perfectly, so I just use my screwdriver to push the membrane into the slot. This is what it looks like so far. I'm happy with the face, but I don't know about the trigger buttons. I don't know if they're a bit too much. I'm having regrets, but I persevere nonetheless, a la Frank Sinatra. And I'm trying really hard to show you guys how to insert the ribbon cable back, even though this is not supposed to be a tutorial, but it's simple. It's a big ribbon cable. There's plenty of space to maneuver. A 3DS, this is not. Despite my regrets, I am persevering and I am going to put in the screws on the back. Beyond the point of no return is where I am headed. Now I am making a very intelligent and informed decision to not insert the battery before placing the back plate back on. Again, this is not a mistake. This is an informed decision. If you believe me, you are a very sweet person. I feel like every time I'm staring at the controller, the regret is so palpable. But I'm not letting that stop me, nor am I letting the lack of batteries stop me. Now we're just gonna pop the handles on, and I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go absolutely wild and see what it looks like with my original handle. What do you think? I think it looks surprisingly good. But I'm going to stick with the translucent ones since I did pay for those and I would like to put them to use. And translucent is cool, but you know what? The yellow is too top heavy and the regret is now at a Sisyphean point. So let's rewind. I'm gonna be boring and include the battery this time, and look at that. It looks good. I like it. I like it with the white. Link approved. Here we are. We're done. How does it look? What do you think? Did we do good? Do you like the colors? Did you get upset when I swapped them out? Anyway, yeah, super easy to put together. I mean, you literally do not need anything except your original Pro controller because ExtremeRate includes their screwdrivers. And if you remember in one video, I said how I use these small screwdrivers instead of my nice interchangeable tip screwdrivers when I'm working on Game Boys. I'm positive those came from ExtremeRate because they're quality, they fit nicely in your hands, they have a long shaft, and they can get into problem places really easily. So it's really nice of them to send those. I do kind of wish for the sake of the environment they gave an option whether you want them or not because I have so many now. The controller feels good. It's going to be fun going back to a polished handle because I'm so used to the soft touch, which has a much better grip. It looks beautiful, so I can't argue with that. The buttons, the joysticks, everything feels just as good as OEM to me. I'd love to hear if you guys would do something differently. Would you guys just go for the gold? Am I the only gold hater around here? Would you even get the black one? There's a black one. It's pretty sleek. Is there a dream controller that you are now inspired to make? As always, I'm your cool Uncle Marissa, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for sticking around. See you in the next one.